Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Trucking from Scratch with David McGill. Now in a previous video, I broke down how it cost me close to $30,000 to start my trucking business. And one of the most popular questions that was asked in the comment section of that video was, where did you get the $30,000 from? Or how did you save $30,000? So in this video, I want to break down the 3 strategies that I used to get money to fund my trucking business, and hopefully it'll give you an idea for some of the things you can do as well. Now, before I break down the specifics, it's important that I note that for me, having my own business was a big goal of mine, and it was very important. So I was willing to sacrifice certain things, experiences, and luxuries in order to reach that goal. So in case you're watching this video and you're hearing certain things that I say that I did, if you're thinking to yourself, like, why would you do that? Or, hey, I would never do something like that. Just keep that in mind. Now, the first strategy that I used to get money was house hacking. Right after I graduated from college, I moved back in with my mother. I was like 22 years old. So instead of going and getting my own apartment or getting my own house, I just moved in with my mother. Now, you know how like some people say, oh, nah, man, I don't live with my mama, she live with me. Like, that wasn't my life. Like, I for real live with my mother. I went back to the same room that I had when I would come home on break. Now, the reason why I did that is because it was cheaper to live there than it was to go and get my own place. And me and my mother have a good relationship, so I didn't have a problem with being around her, and she didn't have a problem with being around me, I don't think. After living together for a couple of years, my mother was sick of me, so she decided she wanted to move back to Louisiana. Now, I'm just kidding about the sick of me part, but she really did move back to Louisiana. So when she told me she was considering moving, I started to look into apartments. And at the time, the rents during this time in Indianapolis were like, for a decent 2-bedroom apartment that I would have wanted to live in, would have cost anywhere from like $800 to $900 a month. And this was during a time where the housing market had crashed, so like properties were like dirt cheap. So I ultimately ended up buying a house at the time, a 3-bedroom house, and the mortgage on it was like $525. So it was pretty cheap. And after I bought the house, a few months later, I moved my 2 best friends in with me, and each of them paid like $400 a month in rent. So I was able to, save up a lot of money during that time, while we all lived together. So we did that for a couple of years. Now, for me, living with my mother and then later buying a house and moving my 2 best friends in was a good way for me to make and save money. Now, also during this time while I'm house hacking, outside of my main accounting job, I also had 2 side hustles, which is the second strategy that I used. Now, because I had accounting skills from my job, I took those skills and started providing accounting and tax services to small businesses and individuals outside of my job. So that was my first side hustle. Now, for my second side hustle, I did what's known as wholesale real estate. Now, I'm not really going to break down exactly what that is, but if you're interested, you can just do a quick Google search or search on YouTube, what is wholesale and real estate, and you'll find a ton of articles and videos. So those 2 side hustles help put money in my pocket. Now, while the first 2 strategies focus more on putting money in my pocket, the third strategy focused more on keeping money in my pocket, and that was living below my means. Now, I didn't really spend money frivolously while I was in my 20s. Like, I really wasn't concerned with, spending a lot of money on expensive cars and clothes and popping bottles in the club. My main focus was eventually starting my own business so that I could quit my job. So it was easy for me to not really care about all of the stuff that people were spending a lot of money on at the time. Now, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy myself or have fun. I just didn't get caught up in that whole idea of just blowing money fast. Now, if you're somebody who's trying to put something together and figure out where to get the money to start your own business, then hopefully the strategies that I use can help give you some ideas. Now, hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you did, then let me know in the comment section. Also, if you have something you want to add, then you can leave it in the comment section as well. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you know somebody who could use this information, make sure you share this video with them. And as always, thanks again for watching.